Hey, good morning. I'm Vic Senese, and this is UroNurse News. Be sure to like and subscribe. Today we report on the passing of one of modern biology's most influential and controversial figures, J. Craig Venter, the scientist who helped decode the human genome and transformed the speed of genetic discovery, has died at the age of 79 in San Diego. His death was confirmed by the J. Craig Venter Institute, which stated he had recently been hospitalized due to complications related to cancer treatment. Venter's legacy is inseparable from one of the most famous scientific races in history, the efforts to decode the human genome. In the 1990s, while a massively publicly funded international effort, the Human Genome Project, advanced methodically, Venter made a bold and controversial decision. He would enter the race late and try to win it faster. While using a radically different approach called whole genome shotgun sequencing, Venter's company, Celera Genomics, challenged the traditional step-by-step mapping strategy used by government scientists. In 2000, Venter's team announced a landmark achievement. They had helped assemble a working draft of the human genome. It was not just a specific milestone, it was a cultural and political flashpoint. His approach brought speed and competition into a field previously defined by careful, slow consensus science. Eventually, under global pressure and negotiation, Venter and the public consortium agreed to a historic compromise. A joint announcement declared a shared completion of the first human genome draft. Venter was not a traditional academic scientist. He was a competitor, an entrepreneur, and as many described him, a disruptor. His work often put him at odds with leaders of the National Institutes of Health and prominent figures such as James Watson, the co-discoverer of DNA structure. He also shocked the scientific world when it was revealed that the genome his company sequenced was, in fact, his own. Venter's scientific influence began earlier. In 1995, his team became the first to sequence a free-living organism, Haemophilus influenzum, a bacterium. This was a turning point in microbiology. For the first time, scientists could see the full genetic blueprint of a living organism. That breakthrough accelerated pathogen research, vaccine development, and modern genomic medicine. His key innovation, whole genome shotgun sequencing, changed biology's workflow. Instead of mapping DNA slowly, piece by piece, Venter's method broke DNA into millions of fragments, sequenced them rapidly, used computers to reassemble the genome. Now, this approach dramatically increased speed and scale. At the time, critics said it would never work for complex genomes. Well, guess what? It did. Venter's personal story was equally dramatic. Born in 1946 in Salt Lake City, he struggled academically early in life. He later served as a Navy hospital corpsman during the Vietnam War, where he witnessed intense combat trauma. At one point, overwhelmed by the experience, he attempted to end his life, only to survive and ultimately redirect his path towards medicine and science. He would later say that experience changed his will to live and shaped his decision to pursue a life in biomedical research. Over time, Venter moved between academia and industry, founding multiple institutions, including the J. Craig Venter Institute. He also pursued ambitious projects such as synthetic biology, minimal genome research, microbial energy development, and later AI-driven human health and longevity companies. Despite the controversy, his contributions are widely recognized. He received major honors including the National Medal of Science presented by President Barack Obama and the Nuremberg Prize for Science in the Public Interest. In later years, many of Venter's original sequencing methods were replaced by newer technologies, but his influence remains foundational. Modern genomics, personalized medicine, rapid pathogen sequencing, and large-scale genetic research was accelerated by his work. J. Craig Venter's life was defined by speed, risk, and relentless competition. To some, he disrupted science traditional culture. To others, he forced it forward. He once wrote that science was not just discovery, but also a race against time. In many ways, he ran that race faster than anyone expected. So, tune in for more news next week. Tomorrow on UroNurse, surgical site infections remain one of the most preventable and costly complications in modern care. Yet they still happen far too often. On tomorrow's episode, we break down comprehensive surgical site infection prevention with sessions that are good for 1 credit. So be sure to watch that and get your free credit.
You UroNurse News every weekday at 9 a.m. Central Time, bringing you the news that shines. UroNurse News.